I am very fortunate that I have found a pretty cool little niche audience here on YouTube, and most of my comments are really positive. But we are still on the internet, and sometimes people like to leave hate comments. And today I thought it would be fun to go through a few of them. Let's get into it. Hello everyone, welcome back to Brad's Bourbon Reviews. I'm Brad, and today, different video than the normal bourbon review or a list or anything like that. We're going to read some mean comments. I've been looking forward to doing this video. Full disclosure, I have really thick skin. It doesn't bother me. You can tell me you hate my guts, and I'm just gonna... It rolls off my back like water. I do not care. I want to stress, like, I'm not being petty. These comments literally do not bother me. I think they're very funny, which is why I wanted to read them. And it's just kind of something different to do, and it's fun to do these different types of videos like this every once in a while. So I'm gonna try to give you the video that the comment was on. In some cases, sometimes I don't have them because I was kind of scrolling and did these kind of quickly. But these are all really funny. Some of these aren't even like that mean. Which, if you find yourself on this list and you were joking or something, like, I'm sorry, I tried to take all of these at face value. So let's go ahead and get into the first one here. First one comes from TTruthTella-N31, and this video was about the top 5 favorite ryes or whatever. And he says, translation, these are the best ryes because they don't really taste like ryes because I don't actually like ryes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said that in the video. I'm on record almost in every video talking about how much I don't like rye whiskey. I don't expect everyone to watch every single video, but I make it pretty clear that I'm not into rye. So if I tell you that I like a rye, as someone who's not a rye drinker, that probably typically, for the most part, means that it's not a very rye-forward whiskey or it doesn't taste like a rye. But for the record, I have a good recommendation if you do like rye whiskey. This is from Jim Beam. This is a Overholt. This is like a $40 bottle. It's absolutely incredible. It makes great cocktails. It's great, neat, really solid rye whiskey. So give that a shot. Moving on to the next one. Next one here comes from HP Tushin. This was on my barrel pick video that I did. And he said, I was so hyped for this video, ... right up until I saw that sweater and flip-flops. Listen, bud, whiskey isn't wine. We're still trying to prove we are different than all of the bearded yuppies flighting IPAs like they are Napa Valley judges. You single-handedly set us back 4.8 years with that outfit alone. Pretty sure this is a joke comment, but I'm pretending it's not for this video because I don't know. Yeah, dude, I live in Florida. If you don't know, in that video, I was wearing jeans, flip-flops, and a cardigan because I live in Orlando. It's hot as shit here every day. When it dips under 70 degrees, I'm putting on a sweater, I'm putting on a hoodie. That day it was a cardigan because I was being fancy because it was my barrel pick. Yeah, I don't give a shit. It's close. Again, I'm pretty sure this is a joke comment, but if you don't listen to someone's opinion because of the outfit that they wear in a video, you're a fucking moron. Moving on to the next one. I don't remember what video this was on, but I wanted to bring this up because I think this is a greater topic overall. This comes from Ken Brugger 1648. Again, not necessarily like a mean to me, but I kind of I get this kind of comment a lot, and I kind of want to talk about it. He said, didn't even hit on the finish being the most unique finish I've ever had on a bourbon. This was well worth $200 and one of the best I've ever had. Anyone who bitches about more proof just wants to get drunk faster. I don't remember what bourbon he was talking about or whatever whiskey it was in that video. I should have screenshotted it. But here's the thing. No, more proof does not mean someone wants to get drunk faster. I do not drink to excess. If I'm drinking whiskey, it is to enjoy it. I don't drink to get drunk. The thing about proof is that, especially if you're getting new into whiskey, you might not know this yet. And this is a gigantic generalization. The more proof something has, there is a difference. I'm not saying it's going to be better or worse or more or less, but there is going to be a difference in mouthfeel and texture and flavor and the intensity of the flavors themselves. I completely dismiss this argument that like you're just trying to get drunk faster. I don't get drunk. I mean, I have. I'm not going to say I haven't got drunk ever in my life. Of course I have. So no, people who are saying they want more proof are not trying to get drunk faster. You're not even getting the point. So moving on to the next one. This was from my Crown Royal 12-year video. This is from Glock 2201. He says, I like your channel, but this video lost me when you said you have an open mind, but shortly after that said you probably won't like it. That tells me you didn't have an open mind. I am a Crown Royal fan and enjoy a lot of their products as much as a lot of the bourbons I've had. I have not tried this product, but I do have an 18-year that I will admit is not a great value, but I do get flavors out of it that I don't get out of other whiskeys, so I enjoy a pour on some special occasions, and some not so special ones. I deem special just so I can have a pour of it. I go into every single review I do earnestly. Me saying that I probably won't like this because I don't like the brand. Did you say that when I was reviewing all those Jim Beams that I said I don't like Jim Beam and I ended up loving the bottles? Probably didn't see that. That's fine. But me saying I don't typically like Crown Royal is me giving you context to my palate. It is giving you context of I've had this type of whiskey. I don't tend to like it. So if I do like it, it's even more impressive that I typically don't like the thing that I ended up liking. That is me giving you context. It doesn't mean that I'm not going into it blind. I went into it thinking that Crown Royal 12 year could be awesome. I went into it thinking it's a review. I don't assume anything out of any review that I do. This bottle right here is Green River Foolproof. This is a perfect example. Up until I had this bottle, I had tried 2 bottles from Green River. I liked one of them and I really hated the other one. So I went into this going, I don't typically like Green River stuff, but we'll see. I loved this bottle and it could have been in the running for top 10 of the year for me. So saying that I don't typically enjoy a brand or enjoy a type of whiskey doesn't mean anything outside of contextualizing what I enjoy. So, you're wrong on this one, dude. Also, please keep watching. Also, defending Crown Royal? Cringe. Moving on to the next one. I don't remember what video this one was, but I get this comment all the time. This comes from Jess Gildy82. Why make this if it's all bottles people will never get? This is like a flex video more than anything. Like, make a video people can actually make use of. I hate this comment and all comments like it. I am not responsible if you can or cannot get allocated bottles. I do not work for distilleries. I do not work for distributors. I do not work for retail. I have zero input on what bottles you can get. I probably don't even live in your state. I have no effect on if you get bottles or not. Also, you clearly don't pay attention to any of my videos. I've reviewed Dickel Tabasco, and after I record this video, I'm reviewing Ancient Age Preferred. I make videos about the entire spectrum of bourbon and whiskey. I do it intentionally. You have to try bad things. You have to try good things. You have to know why something's good and why something's bad. I have made hundreds of videos. Most of my reviews are relatively findable bottles. Of course there's going to be exceptions. Of course. That's just how making videos works. There's going to be different types of videos. You're acting like the only thing I do on my channel is review allocated bottles, and that's just false. I'm sure if you looked up a bottle that you were looking for and then typed Brad's Bourbon Reviews, that bottle may come up. I have 350 bottles. Most of these have been in videos at some point. The flex videos are the haul videos. I get to show you guys what I got for the month. That's the flex video. I do make flex videos. I'm not going to pretend I don't. I do. They're fun to make. It's cool to get allocated stuff. Moving on to the next one. This one comes from Concert-Fan, and he said, this video is 7 bourbons worth over $100. He said, GTS $125 in Florida. LOL. You have to know a distributor that lets you know when and where to stand outside on delivery day, or your BFF owns a liquor store. This is such bullshit. I can't find for under $650. You're another YouTube poser. Yeah, my first GTS I ever got was in Florida for $125. I think retail. I think out the door I was like $130 something, $140 something like that. I forget. Yeah, I live in Orlando. You have to know a distributor that lets you know when and where to stand outside on delivery day. No, I mean I have friends that go like, I heard something is dropping, we should go, and then we go, and sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. 95% of the time I strike out. I don't document those because what's the point? You're gonna watch a video where nothing happens, like it's dumb. Or I'm BFF owns a liquor store. No, my BFF does not own a liquor store. I am friends with some liquor store owners, but here's the funniest part. The people that I am friends with, I don't get my allocated stuff from them. I've gotten 1 bottle of Blanton's and 1 bottle of Jack Daniel's 10-year years ago before I was even friends with this person. That's it. The rest of my stuff I find naturally, or, I have Publixes that are very close to me that I know when their delivery day are. You know what's really funny? You can just ask people when they get things and they'll tell you. This is such bullshit. I can't find for under $650. Yeah, dude, most people can't. That's why when someone like me finds a bottle for that price, I tell people, because a lot of people, myself included, when I first started getting into bourbon, I thought that's just what George T. Stagg cost. I thought it was a $950 to $1,000 bottle. I had no clue that you could buy that bottle for retail. Not a lot of places do it, but places do it. And I'm sorry if you're mad that I got something at what it's supposed to cost. I don't know what to tell you. I'm another YouTube poser. I don't know what that means. I mean, I think you can see the whiskey behind me. I don't consider myself a poser. I'm relatively knowledgeable. Obviously, there's people who know more about whiskey and bourbon than I do, for sure. I don't get the anger behind me finding a GTS for $125. It didn't cost that this year. It was up to like $185. And again, I'm not going to complain about $185 for a George C. Stagg. But yeah, I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm definitely not a poser. But you're an asshole for this comment. Moving on to the next one. This next one here comes from the video, what's the worst whiskey you've ever had? It's a comment. It was like a short I did of like trying to farm comments for videos. And I said in mine that it was, and this has changed, by the way, since I recorded this video. But at the time, I said my least favorite was Jim Beam Repeal Batch. It's not even the same ballpark as some of these horrible ones I've had. Move this off the table. This comes from @LiveWithAffection6905. He said, I didn't believe you, so I bought Jim Beam Repeal Batch and it smelled fine. So perhaps you're a whiskey snob or a Jim Beam hater. Regardless, it was Jim Beam for the win. Also, how dare you insult a whiskey celebrating the end of Prohibition? Cherish it instead. By the way, Canada says you are welcome for helping you during Prohibition. How soon you forget our good deeds throughout history. First off, I will never say thank you to Canada for anything. I hate Canadians and Canada. That's a joke. Now, here's the thing. So, first off, I don't consider myself a whiskey snob. I will drink and review anything, and I have found things that I didn't think I would like that I love. Jim Beam Winter Reserve comes to mind. Jim Beam Sunshine Blend comes to mind. Two Jim Beam products that I wouldn't think I would like that I actually end up liking. I don't think I'm a Jim Beam hater. I definitely think I've talked shit about them before, for sure. But I think they just make really mediocre whiskey 95% of the time with a few good things sprinkled in here and there. Sure, you probably are right with the history. I'm not a historian. I'll take your word for it. I don't like being called a whiskey snob. I mean, I still unironically drink Jack Daniel's Old No. 7 regularly. So I don't think that makes me a snob. But, what can you do? Moving on to the next one. This one comes from, it looks like it just says period. How did you get that name? This comment has haunted me because I think about it once a week because I don't understand what it means. It says, come on, people. Everyone has their own taste. 47 exclamation points. This video is useless. Exclamation point, squiggly line, exclamation point, exclamation point. Think about it. And then like 9 exclamation points. I wish I could comment on what the video was. I don't remember what the video was, but you know what else is useless? This fucking comment. Moving on to the next one. This one comes from HQ2T, and again, don't know what video this is from, but he says, the irony that you think this is dumb, but you drink poison and think it's worth more when it sits for longer. It cuts off your lifespan, but you worry about how long that lifespan is. Wake up, Tubby. I know I gotta lose weight, man. That's rude. Well, first off, it is worth more when it ages longer. That's just how things work. I mean, there's an entire industry built around wine, alcohol. The weirder thing to me is that you don't like alcohol and you're going out of your way to find these videos and comment on them. Tubby's hilarious. Moving on to the next one. This comment is from the video 10 of the most disappointing bourbons ever to me, and the comment comes from Clay King 123 ABC, and he says, so Straight from the Barrel is on your worst list and best list of higher proof. No, it isn't. The video is titled 10 of the most disappointing bourbons ever to me. That doesn't mean that they are bad. I implicitly say that at the beginning of the video, that not all of these are bad. I like Blanton Straight from the Barrel. It was just disappointing. When I first tried it, I initially thought that it was going to be a step up from Blanton's Gold, which to me is the best Blanton's. So I can still like something and say it's disappointing. Yeah, and it is one of the best higher proof bourbons, especially for the money. Mine's 133.1 proof. That's a very high proof bourbon. It's one of my best high proof bourbons I have on the shelf. But I can still say it is not as good to me and was disappointing when I tried it for the first time. Also, read the title of the video. It says disappointing. It doesn't say I hate these bottles. Moving on to the next one. This one comes from Dave Benson 8547. He says, it would be nicer if you adjusted the camera and could actually see the bottles you are talking about. Some you pick up and show it for a second or two, and others you don't see. I added a third camera for that exact reason, to do that, to show you guys, but I also shoot B-roll. I mean, I can't imagine that I have a review out there that doesn't have some sort of B-roll in it in the last 6 months. If I do, then I need to work on that. But I do B-roll for every video I make. Sometimes bottles slip through the cracks. And I just, when I'm doing them, I kind of record them and forget to throw a bottle in there, a bottle or two in there. But for the most part, I do B-roll. I do. I don't like. I understand if I just didn't show the bottle, that would frustrate the shit out of me too. But I do B-roll where I get in on the bottle. You get to see the shape of it. You get to see it well lit. So I don't know what video this was referencing. I should have taken a screenshot of the video it was referencing, but some of these were like, I couldn't find, like it was kind of far down, so I couldn't do that. If you see how comments are structured on YouTube's analytics or YouTube Studio app, you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what to tell you, man. I got B-roll. Also, like getting a glimpse of the bottle should be like a 2-second thing in the first place. We're not talking about the bottle design. We're talking about what's in the bottle. That's a review. So I kind of get what you're saying, but also if you see it for a few seconds, that should be good enough. It doesn't need to be in sight the entire time. That's my own personal take. Moving on to the next one. Next one here is on the Controversial Bourbon Opinions Part 6. They said, Brad, you are in a cave. Your video is underexposed. You can fix this in post or light your room better. I like the dark aesthetic. I do. These videos are lit like this on purpose. I am going to be getting more lighting soon. I get the comment all the time, people can't see the bottles behind me. I'm looking at the screen on my camera right now, and I can see them in reverse looking into bright lights. So I don't know how you can't see the bottles behind me, but I get the comment so much that I am going to get some lights and light the bottles behind me just because I'm tired of hearing and seeing that comment. I like the dark aesthetic. I like it that it is a more darker lit video. I obviously want to fix things and, make it I don't think the videos look perfect, but I want to get to that level. And once I do and get those lights, I don't ever want to hear anyone complain about it again. And then they will. It's fine. Moving on to the next one. This is a comment on this video. This is one of the best bourbons I've ever had. It comes from @Michael Sullivan Sinisuktatug. I don't know what that last part means. Whatever. And this bottle is the Detling Gold Wax, the 84 month or whatever it was, 82 month. On what basis can any distillery justify a $250 price tag on a 7-year-old bourbon? This is what a cash grab looks like. Hard pass on everything from Detling if this is their attitude towards consumers. There is too much great stuff competing against Detling on the shelf at a fraction of their asking price for me to be willing to pay the Detling tax on anything. Glad it hits your palate perfectly, but I find the business model to be odious to care whether I would enjoy the liquid inside their bottles. I would say fine. If that's your line in the sand, it's a dumb one, but it's your line in the sand. I also would say, if you haven't had it, it's an incredible bottle of bourbon. Yes, $250 is a lot of money for a 7-year bourbon. They are a small craft distillery. It is really easy for these big legacy distilleries like Buffalo Trace, like Jim Beam, to do these crazy age-stated bourbons because they have so much more volume they're pushing out. They have all these other brands under them that make a shit ton of money so they can afford to sit on product. A distillery that's a small, like Southern Grace Distillery or Conviction, can't do that. They have small product lines. They release, I think that Gold Wax is like 5 barrels a year. That's not a lot of whiskey. I could be off on that. And I know it's not a lot of barrels. You don't understand how it is for small distilleries to do that. You just don't understand. If you would just talk to these distilleries and talk to people, because these people are accessible. They're small distilleries. You would understand why they have to charge $250. Also, it's just an incredible bottle, and it's better than any other $250 bottle I've had, to be perfectly honest with you. Maybe outside of Russell's Reserve 15. But again, those are huge distilleries that can afford to sit on things for 15 years. Most small places can't. I'm not Seth Detling. I can't justify it money-wise. I'm sure if he sat down with him, he could. I don't think he's a millionaire, so he's not making a shit ton of money off this stuff. I understand that seems insane when you can go to the store and get a Jim Beam 7-year for $15. That's not how small distilleries work. All right, last one here from a video where I was the 10 best bourbons in my collection, and it comes from @MagicTalkingTaco. That's a fucking awesome name. It's hard to take you seriously when you shill Conviction, a middle-of-the-road bourbon. Conviction crew, comment down below. I do not think they're a middle-of-the-road bourbon at all. At all. I do think that they've had some stuff that wasn't as good as the stuff that I've had from them that you probably haven't had. I know that sounds so shitty to say, but I don't even mean special stuff. I'm talking my barrel pick. Some of these double oak panel picks that they did. Calling Conviction middle of the road. Jim Beam is middle of the road. Maker's Mark is middle of the road. To compare Conviction to that is insane. Also, there was a top 10. There's one bottle in there that you didn't like, but even that bottle you haven't tried, because I'm not talking about every bottle of Conviction. I'm talking about, in particular, to the context of that video, one very special bottle. And I know you haven't had it because most people on the planet haven't had it, but I'm telling you, that bottle stands up to everything in that list. Everyone has different tastes. It's all subjective, but calling Conviction middle of the road is crazy. Comment down below, leave a hate comment, and maybe there'll be a part 2 to this video. Thank you guys for watching. We are so close to 5,000 subscribers. If you enjoyed the video, hit like, hit subscribe. I will see you guys on the next one. Until then, cheers. A big thank you to all the Patreon supporters you see on screen right now.